Welcome to the Patreon exclusive bit. Welcome to the Patreon exclusive bit. Welcome to the Patreon exclusive bit. Welcome to the
Lloyd, would you like to give us clues about the shittest film you've ever seen?
Yes, I would. So this is another relatively recent one.
Okay.
Existing in the superhero genre.
Okay.
I know that doesn't narrow it down much because there's been a fair few of them recently.
Couple.
Is it in the MCU?
Yes. Not direct. Yeah, it is.
So is this superhero an Avenger?
No.
Okay. But he's in. Is he in any of the Avengers films, or he or she?
I don't think he is.
Does he have any of his own dedicated MCU films?
Yes. And when you say MCU, I don't think it ties in with like the big universe thing. Like it is.
Okay.
It's a Marvel film.
Okay.
It's a Marvel film.
So are we talking about something like Wolverine or
along those lines? Yeah, like it's a Marvel film, but it's not
part
in
of
the whole
MCU?
Avengers thing. Yeah.
So okay, right, and it was released in what, between 2010 and 20?
Oh yeah, definitely.
So between 2015 and 2020?
Probably, I think. Yeah, it will be.
Is there anyone in it that we'd know?
Yeah. Well, actor-wise or character-wise?
Actor-wise.
Oh yeah.
And this is one of the shittest films you've ever seen.
This might be a slightly controversial angle to take.
I wonder if it's going to be something like Ghost Rider.
No, that was really shit, and I think universally panned. A lot of people really, really liked this film.
Punisher?
No. In a way, you came very close with Wolverine.
So is it an X-Men film?
It's not an where.
Oh,
I don't know whether he's no. He's not an X. He's not an X-Man.
An X-Man.
Wait, are you sure it's not a DC film rather than an MCU film?
It's the one you can get away with the clues being a bit off because you don't like it.
I think you're thinking on the right line, side, but I'm sure that it's not.
Okay.
I think I know which one you're thinking of. You are so incredibly close.
Yeah. So it's the other one. Is there two of these films?
Yes.
Right,
I enjoyed the second one more than the first.
Right. Okay. Yeah, I think this is going to be quite controversial because I think it's quite a good film.
So we're not talking Justice League or
no
Superman or Batman or
no, but there's the lead is at the moment a very famous actor, and did he play? He was in a Wolverine film playing this character, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah, a different version of it.
A somehow even shitter version.
Yeah, yeah. And from what I understand, the third one is definitely going to be part of the MCU.
Oh,
because the character was it has been brought back in.
Oh, we're talking about Venom.
No.
Oh.
But that was shit as well.
Yeah, it's shit.
Does the guy that plays the main character in this film own half of a football club in Wales?
Yes.
Okay. So that's who is that? I remember him talking on like a chat show or something, and is it the Welsh club you're talking about?
Yeah,
is
Wrexham.
Wrexham.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Tom Hiddleston, but it's not because he's British, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's an American guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I remember it's.
Oh no.
No, he's
No.
not.
I think I've got it. I think I've got it. It's Canadian.
Yeah.
He is Canadian.
Were you talking about red spandex?
Melted face.
I remember there's nothing worse than like an American cracking on like I really felt like it, and I quite like this guy actually. I quite like the actor.
I've got nothing against him.
I do think it's funny, but when I remember when he was talking on this, and I think it was like Jonathan Ross or Graham Norton or something, and they were on about him owning half of this club, and he was like, "Oh, it's the most quaint, beautiful little Welsh village." And I was thinking, "You've never been, son."
Yeah, I was like,
Wrexham.
Wrexham is not quaint.
It's not a quaint little Welsh village. Like he was picturing the Shire. He was describing the Shire, which Wrexham is not. And I was like, what the fuck is he talking about here? And I think Brits, when they listen to Americans talk about England, they're just like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, you don't know, son. You've got no idea what you're talking about.
He has been to the club a few times now.
Has he?
Yeah.
So why does he not know what Wrexham looks like then?
Because he gets to see it out of a limousine, which tends to help.
So are you talking about the first film?
Yes.
Okay, so you're talking about 3, 2, 1.
Deadpool. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's quite controversial actually, because I don't mind it.
Controversial, yeah.
I don't mind it.
What didn't you like about it?
Did you not like how it broke the fourth wall?
I thought that was very overdone.
Yeah.
I'm not against it, but I think just everything about that film just absolutely reeked of just trying a bit too hard. And I think the tone for me was set when in the pictures, I saw it in the pictures, and like a few seconds in where it's like scrolling through the opening credits. And it's like, yes, we've got all these cliches. Look, we're so self-aware and funny. And literally the words "a British villain" were on the screen and somebody laughed. Is that all it takes?
So that's not the film. That's someone in the audience that annoyed you.
I mean, that definitely annoyed me. But the fact that the film is also playing on that.
I know what you mean when you say sometimes something can be too something to be like.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I watched it again, I'd think differently. But it really seemed like it was trying too hard. The humor for me did it, because like all the action scenes and stuff from what I remember were really, really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you can have a line in a comedy film that isn't trying to be like a zippy one-line joke. It gets a bit tiresome.
But that is exactly what the comic is like.
It's very true.
That might be a misunderstanding on my part then, because I've never read the comic.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be very true to the comic, isn't it? How Deadpool is, and like it's not like they've sort of come up with this zany millennial, sort of type hero. Like that is Deadpool.
Yeah.
Because whenever I've dipped in and out of comics, I haven't sort of read any of the Deadpool comics, but I've seen them online. And I've looked at the artwork and stuff, and it's very, very much like that.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely is.
I think that would probably be one for me to stay away from then. I don't know. I found it quite annoying.
So can I think I probably know the answer, but why did you go and see the second one?
My partner at the time was very into Marvel films, so
okay,
I was taken into.
So you had no choice.
Well, I mean, I did have a choice, but I think one of those choices wouldn't have blown over too well. And to be honest, I enjoyed. I remember being like pleasantly surprised by the second one.
Yeah.
Like I did like I looked through some reviews for it online when I was kind of choosing on this, and I was like, have I like completely misremembered it? Because like all the reviews are like, oh, it's so funny, whoa, it's doing the superhero thing different, whoa, it's amazing, and I just do not remember it like that at all. I think maybe if I watched it again, I might feel differently. But
were you in a bad mood when you went to see it?
Quite possibly.
If that guy next to us says anything, I'm gonna go mental.
Fucking credits, fucking shit.
It's not even the film; it's the credits that annoyed it.
Yeah, I was like, great.
British villain. Fuck off. Fucking Star Wars is on next door.
I could fucking hell. I'm sat watching Deadpool. I could have been sat at home having a wank thinking about kangaroos.
To be fair, in a cinema, you'd have probably got away with it as well. It's a tricky one because I think I have seen the second one more. I know I've seen the first one at least once, and I think I did quite enjoy it. And weirdly, I didn't think the second one was quite as good as the first one.
That's what a lot of like the reviews were saying. I was just like, I don't know what. Did I watch the same film?
I don't know if I've seen the second one. I can't remember if I've seen the second one or not.
I think a lot of it probably came from like when the first one was being released and the trailer came out.
Yeah.
That kind of set very low expectations for me. Like there was so much hype, much hype, and I thought, oh my god, this could be really good.
Yeah.
And then I saw the trailer, I was like, for fuck's sake! It's like the most. If I'm going to say it, it's like the most juvenile thing ever. I get that that's the character. I'm usually all for that type of humor, but there's just something about that film just really rubbed me up the wrong way.
It's your choice.
That's my hill. I'll die on it.
Yeah.
But you know what? Just for you two, I'll give it another watch.
Well, I don't feel that passionately about it either way. I do get what you're saying. I think part of me could feel the same.
Yeah.
I actually think that me, like 5 years ago, probably would have felt because I used to be a bit of a prick, right?
That's a fairly accurate way of putting it. Yeah.
I used to like really not like any of the Marvel films, and I just completely fucked them off. And I never watched one sort of start to finish. I saw bits and just thought, this is all wank. How could they have fucked something up that could be so cool? And I genuinely that's just how I felt about all of them. And then I saw Infinity War and thought, fuck me, that was really, really good. Said to Fatima, because she was a big fan of like all the Marvel films, said I wouldn't mind going back and watching all of them, and just because I feel like maybe I need to change my opinion. I think I might be wrong, and I went back, and now I'm the polar opposite. Now I'm a massive fan of this Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I think that my opinion as it used to be towards Deadpool could have been exactly what you're saying, where it's like it kind of insists upon itself a little bit, and
I mean the film did come out 6 years ago, so maybe
and we've all changed in that time.
Maybe I've mellowed.
I think the advertising campaign was very different as well, and I kind of know what you mean, that it was a bit forced, and you went to the cinema and there was 3 different adverts that you thought was something else and ended up being an advert for Deadpool, and I could see it was almost being rammed down our throats a little bit. I wasn't that into. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it, which is maybe the opposite of what a lot of people did. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it at all, and I thought I'll just watch it, and I was quite surprised at how good it was, as well as whether you like the funny bits or not. Some of the bits are quite funny, and then like you say, the action bits in it were as good as anything in any other action film, any other superhero film.
I will say one of the things I did enjoy, like the funny bits, I enjoyed the things with him and the taxi driver.
Yeah.
I thought they were pretty good, but
and the guy behind the bar, some of the interactions between him. Yeah, So maybe we should all watch it again and reevaluate it.
I think I've seen the first one. I've seen the first one a couple of times. I just don't know if I've seen the second one or not.
So the second one's got the guy that played Thanos, whatever he's called.
Josh Brolin.
Josh Brolin, yeah. He plays a guy in it. I can't remember his name either.
Thanks for the description.
Yeah. Imagine Josh Brolin.
Yeah, imagine Josh Brolin, just not blue.
Thanos plays some guy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just looking at some snapshots, and I don't think I have. Oh, there's Josh Brolin. Yeah.
Who's he playing that? I can't remember his name.
Just some dickhead with a laser eye by the looks of things.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
It's a picture of Deadpool dressed as Bob Ross, which looks really funny. That is a really funny picture. That's a funny picture.
Oh, anyway, right. So yes, so that was for the Patreon people. Lloyd's shittest film ever is Deadpool.
Yeah, I had to really think about that as well. So that was just one that did just come to me. And again, if you ask me next week, it might change.
Yeah. The thing is, I could probably think of 12 different films that are shitter than Deadpool. Anyway.
Yeah,
it's not that bad.
No.
It's the shittest film I could think of at the time.
Yeah.
There we go.
Basically, what you'll put in as your shittest film is the guy that was sat next to you in the cinema whilst watching Deadpool.
You know, looking back, yes.
Exclusive bit. Welcome to the Patreon exclusive bit. Welcome to the Patreon exclusive bit.
So before we get to number one, we need to hear the shittest film that you've ever seen.
This is a very difficult question because I don't keep them in my brain. I don't like musicals. Refuse to watch musicals. My girlfriend goes crazy because she really wants me to watch Greatest Showman, but I refuse just because it's a musical and it's just constant singing and dancing. Like, just talk to each other normally.
You sound just like Fatima now.
Just have a chat. Everything doesn't need to be
like, why are they singing to each other? It's so stupid. I'm like, because it's a musical.
Yeah. Charlotte's the same.
Kind of the idea.
I did go watch Sing 2 at the cinema a couple of weeks ago, and I thought it was amazing. Great film. And I don't really like Disney, but Disney can do their thing, man. They know what they're doing.
It's not Disney.
Oh, is it not?
No,
what, Sing 2?
DreamWorks.
Oh, the same thing, man. Same. Have you seen it?
No, I've seen the first one.
Oh, this is I haven't seen the first one, but absolutely amazing. Worst film I've ever seen. I don't have anything written down because I was still thinking about it. I mean, it's got to be what's the film with? There's a lifeguard. There's probably piranhas in it. It's one of those films that I've seen.
A B movie.
Yeah, it's like zombie piranhas or something. You know, one of those.
Piranha 3.
What one? I think it might got Arnold Schwarzenegger in it or something, but it's one of those. I'm pretty sure he's in it. I don't think I like it. Outside of those really bad ones, I don't think there's any that's like, I hate this film, I'll never watch it again.
There's an audience for all that, for B movies. There's a legitimate, and they're meant to be that way. It's not like someone's tried to make a film and it's bombed and it's ended up looking shit. The whole point of a B movie is that is exactly what it is.
Like zombie lesbian killers or something. Like
there was one called
Megan Fox in it.
Jennifer's Body.
That's the one. Yeah, you've seen it.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't. I saw about 10 minutes. Thought, nope.
Ridiculous little Megan Fox.
Yeah, she's nice. She's a big hair in herself. It's funny though, because I remember back in the day, she used to be in what show was she in? She was on something on Channel 4. Do you remember we used to have days off work and used to watch? There was like Frasier. There was What's
Ian and Kel.
what's the show? It's always on Channel 4. What's the show where they're in a bar?
Cheers.
Oh, I Met Your
Cheers.
Mother.
Yeah.
Oh.
How I Met no. But she was in one of those, like Simple Family or something like that. Might have been that.
Right.
And my mate said to me, she was young at the time, he went, she's gonna be phenomenal. Lo and behold, about 15 years later, we went, told you. It's like, okay, all right, well done.
It is weird when you sort of
slightly creepy vibe to that though.
Yeah, but you know it when it's. I remember thinking the same thing about Hermione Granger.
Oh yeah.
I remember thinking she's going to be banging.
Yeah.
Like you could just tell she's going to be banging when she's older. She's going to, and it's kind of not because it's like you're not saying like you would when that you wouldn't, but you can just tell when someone's going to be. I don't think there's anything creepy about recognizing that someone's going to be really good looking when they get older.
I do.
No,
it's called grooming.
No, but it's right. I don't think there's anything.
I know what you mean.
People thought that about Leonardo DiCaprio. How old was he when he was in Titanic? He was young as fuck.
5.
Yeah, he was about 6 or 7, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He'd just been like at a kids' club for that. But people were like, he was like a heartthrob. But it was like, oh, when he's going to be older, he's going to be. Well, it's the same with like Robert Pattinson as well. He was like a.
Oh, there's a crap film for you. Twilight. The best bit about Twilight is when the wolves and when they have that fight on the ice.
Yeah.
Outside of that, it's just soppy flubber, soppy crap. It is.
Will you stop taking Flubber's name? It is crap. Twilight is shit. I've watched it and tried to sort of withhold any reservation, and it was fucking bollocks.
She pisses me off.
Yeah, she's a knobhead, isn't it? She's a proper knobhead.
She's just all the time. Go away.
No, that was just one bit.
Yeah, but she's annoying. I think she's quite annoying in real life as well.
Robert Pattinson sort of openly, he says like, I fucking wish I didn't do those films.
Wow.
Because he's a really good actor.
Really he got with her. They became an item.
Yeah.
She slept with the director.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
But some of the films that Pattinson's done recently, he's fucking good. Like he did that one with Tom Holland. I've talked about it before. The Devil All the Time.
Devil Wears Prada. Yeah.
So no. Netflix. It's called The Devil All the Time, and he actually plays a priest that's a molester. He's like harasses and molests.
Oh, I've seen this advertised. Yeah. Is it good?
And Tom Holland's in it. Really good film. It's a slow burner. It's not an action film. It's dark, but absolute masterful performances from Tom Holland and Robert Pattinson. And then also he was in The Lighthouse with Willem Dafoe, which was an unbelievable performance from both of them. That's amazing. And obviously he's in fucking Batman, which is coming out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So buzzing for that shit.
Have you seen the show? You just reminded me of the show about the priest on Netflix. What the hell is it called? Midnight Mass.
Yes. Is that the vampire one?
Yeah. It's quite in
series, isn't it?
The guy, he talks like this all the time, and together. He's so annoying.
You sound like you sound a little bit like Tom DeLonge from Blink-182.
That's how what he sounds like, man. It's hilarious.
A little bit of Nicolas Cage as well.
And another film just flashed up called Tenet. That's one I haven't finished.
Tenet.
That's
a Chris Nolan film. I haven't seen it yet.
I feel like it's a big hitter, but again, half an hour in, massively confused.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is for forward thinkers that have seen films like this.
Yeah. After you finished it, you won't still have any idea.
Oh, I'm like, he's just giving him that, but then now, where are we now?
Yeah.
Why are we here? I can't enjoy this. It's confusing.
It's probably a bit too clever for its own good.
Yeah.
It's a shame when films are like that.
It's sort of good. But
sort of.
Yeah.
You mean it has all the potential?
Yeah, it could be really good. It could have either done with being about an hour longer or shorter, and I'm not sure which.
That's where that show Dark on Netflix lost me. It was just too much. That's why I didn't watch. That's why I never watched.
When we spoke about that last, you were like, "I fucking love it. It's amazing."
I watched it. Yeah, rewatched the season 2 last episode, and then
that's German, isn't it?
And then watched the season
number 1.
Spanish. And I went, nah, I can't do this. I'd have to go watch the whole thing.
Which season?
I watched the last one of season 2 just to remind myself, And I mean, I was confused when I watched it anyway, so I was kind of reminding myself of nothing. And then
It's
watch.
confusing.
Yeah, you've ruined it
Because
for yourselves.
It's because it really fucks you because have you seen it, Si?
No.
It's really good, but essentially what you're dealing with is time travel. But you've got time travelers. It's like, right, okay, so that can get confusing, right? Because it's not clear when it
Doesn't
tells
tell
you
you
what
when
time
it's
zone you're
dropping.
in. But the problem is, at first, the time zones are really apparent. It's like, okay, I know which time frame we are in now. But then they start getting a little bit closer together. It's like, hang on a minute. Are we in that time zone or that time zone? But then as the series starts going on, there's multiple copies of the same person in each time zone. So it's like, hang on a minute. So I know we're in that time zone, but what version of that person are we actually looking at?
Oh yeah.
And it gets really, but Fatima, it was like, I don't know how she did it, but she was just on it the entire time. I'd say to her, I'm like, something had happened, and she'd go, oh yeah. And I'd be like, oh yeah, what? And she'd be like, do you see what they've done there? And I'm like, no. And then she'll pause it. And she'll be like, so, and then she'll just explain it. I'm like, oh yeah, fucking hell. I was like, how the hell did you?
Sends like that. I'm like, so who's this? She's like, well, that's obviously him when he's younger. I'm like, well, how the fuck are we supposed to know that? No one clarified. It's just a new person. She's like, obviously
I didn't
that's
get
him.
the fucking memo.
I'm like, they called him the same name. So well, there's fucking loads of people called Ben. Yeah, man. That one.
There's 10 Jurgens in this.
Yeah. Yeah. Michiel. Yeah, that one confused me. I was like, just slow it down, slow it down. Yeah, I'm gonna watch that Devil all the time though.
Yeah, that's good. I think you're giving me a little bit. I think you're maturing in your old age, Nate.
No, I like films.
Yeah, well, that's not what you told me.
I'm less snobby on films. I'll give films.
No, but I think you're developing
chance.
quite a good taste in film, actually.
Yeah,
surprisingly.
But with a show, if you're not hooking me in that first half an hour, I'm done. I'm out of there. Game of Thrones, I'm out of there. Didn't watch it. I'm out. Too many people, too many families, too much to track, too much to follow. I watched season 1.
It's a million times easier than Dark to follow.
I watched season 1. I watched the last episode of season 2, and then I watched the final episode, and I went, I get it. That's it. Done. That was Game of Thrones for me.
We're not going to go anywhere near that. So, we're going to say that your shittest film is Twilight. Is that right?
I'd say it's in there, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, the new Space Jam. I actually watched that. I thought that was just, you've just ruined my childhood.
Oh, I haven't seen that, and for that reason, I've tried to avoid it because I loved Space Jam.
LeBron James cannot act.
No. Michael Jordan?
Who cared back there? Who cared? Who cared?
Yeah, agreed. I made a note to mention this because you touched on it earlier. Have we seen the new Mortal Kombat?
Yes. And again, pissed me off, annoyed me. Not enough action. Right. Raiden, what are you doing? Like, I didn't like it at all. I didn't like the story. I
read a lot. I couldn't wait for it to come out. And then it got slammed by that much shit. And people that I knew were saying to me, do not watch it. It's fucking awful. And I thought, I can't believe this because it looked great. Yeah. And all of the promos looked great. I watched it on the plane flying to Abu Dhabi. I was so excited. I was like, what's on there? I was like, fucking Mortal Kombat's on there. Oh my God. And I'm not kidding you. I was expecting it to be a 2 out of 10 and I'd give it a solid 6 or 7. It was way better than what I was expecting it to be. Maybe it's because in my mind, I was already so let down that when I actually watched it, I was like, oh, fucking hell, this actually isn't that bad. Like, this is way better than what I expected it. I didn't have that much of an issue. And apparently the second installment is going to be a hell of a lot better.
It can't get any worse. It was shit.
Oh, it could, because the second and third films of the original trilogy were significantly worse.
How good was the first line of films? It was amazing.
Well, the first Mortal Kombat was great, but remember there's been 2 terrible ones since then. Because that was a trilogy, remember, the original.
Yeah, but that first film, that nearly made my top. That nearly made the rejectable list.
Mortal Kombat is.
Yeah.
Your soul is mine.
Lou!
So he goes that.
Yeah.
Will be next.
He's mortal. Mortal Kombat. Sometimes I just play that song in my car.
Yeah. Is it KMFDM?
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom, boom,
it's
boom, boom,
mint.
boom, boom.
It's mint.
I used to play. I remember.
It's gonna be my
I remember
funeral
when I
song.
was younger, I was in the laser zone, and I was a kid, and I was absolutely buzzing about being in this laser zone. I was like getting into it, and the music was like, and then the Mortal Kombat theme tune came on like mid laser zone, and it was like I just felt like I could take on the world because Mortal Kombat was playing, and I had a proton pack fired up, you know.
It's mint. It's absolutely mint. Sub-Zero.
Do you ever like Mortal Kombat, Si?
No.
Oh. I think if you didn't play the game, the film
No.
was never held
Yeah, that's
itself.
the thing. And the game was the game was groundbreaking because they actually used film. They actually filmed people and shrunk them for the screen.
Yeah, but yeah, it was actually really funny, wasn't it? The way they were like, but you could
Yeah,
like
it
go
was
through
fucking mad.
the floor into a different level. You had people like Rain and Reptile, and they were just multiple colors of people wearing the same thing.
Shit.
Yeah,
Whoopsie!
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the Patreon exclusive bit. Welcome to the Patreon exclusive bit. Welcome to the Patreon exclusive bit. Welcome to the Patreon exclusive bit.
For the Patreons only, I want to talk about your shittest film ever. 3 shittest films.
Your 3 patrons. Yeah. So, oh yes, with so yeah, these sort of 2 here, and I'm sure I mentioned this, but if we really go shittest, it's an hard one really because yeah, it's got to stay. I'll go down with the same one because there's a sequel, which I hate to say I didn't actually see at the cinema. I don't know why. I don't know why I put myself through that. I didn't like the first one.
So this
Why
was
are we going to the second
this was
one?
a sequel to what you already thought was one of the shittest films that you'd ever seen.
No, the first one is the shittest.
Right. Yeah.
You know, the second one was a little bit better.
Yeah.
But
You went
not
to
much
see the
better.
second one knowing the first one was dog shit.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But,
yeah.
you know, at the time I paid £17 a month to go to cinema every month. So I have to get me
I've been tempted to do that myself.
But the first one was bad. And
I
the
bloody
second one
love
was
going to the
much
cinema.
better.
It's one of my favourite things to do. Just go to the cinema. I'm going to take Fatima this weekend, I think. Yeah, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to get hot dog. Yeah.
Just fantasize about going to the cinema.
Just a hot dog.
Every time it says like pay £10 a month or whatever and go as many times as you like, I'm like, that's me. That's I want that in my
Well,
life.
actually, mine used to be $16.95. Then through the pandemic, obviously didn't charge us for so many months, and then it went up to $14.95. It's all they've been charging us. It is going to go up, but the cinema, they're changing everything. So I don't know if you've noticed that they're opening at the side of it. So we're getting a 10-lane bowling alley.
Right. Okay.
And a 10-laner.
A 10-lane bowling alley. And there's loads. I got an email the other day from, I think that my subscription is going to go up a little bit, but we're actually going to get before you only got, I think you got 25% off like drink
Yeah.
and like things, where we're going to get 15%, but he's actually going to include all the food in the place and alcohol.
Right. Okay.
And I think discount on the new things. So there's going to be like an arcade. Also, I think like an interactive dart thing, karaoke room.
This still sounds like they're doing you. We're going to charge you more and you're going to get less discount.
But you still get to see as many. Oh, and I think it's every Tuesday you can take a friend only for £5. So for £5, and I think yearly you'll get 2 free tickets to take somebody with you.
Fair.
So yeah, it's
Stockport's place to be.
Email. It is. It's yeah. So I'm not going to complain, but yeah. Back to my shitty film.
So, so the shitty film is the first version.
The first one, yeah.
First one.
And we'll it's a push. That's the only word I'll say. It's a push. And I will give you a massive clue. It's a musical. And I like my musicals. And Simon knows which one it is now. You've got to know which one it is.
I think I've just got it. Yeah.
It's a push. And the second one, oh no, God. Oh no, just remembered about the scene in the second one.
I think
wow.
I think I might know this one.
Oh God, the second one, it's dire. It's dire. And I'm sorry to speak ill of the dead, but your father said something about it.
Yeah.
And
He was so wrong.
it was so wrong. Oh, she lit up the room. That's what he told you. She lit up the room when she walked in. She lit up the room. Jesus Christ! It's like she does this arm movement. You think, who the fuck choreographed that scene? It's just dire. The whole thing is a dire. But yeah,
Does it fit? I think I know it. Is Pierce Brosnan in the sequel?
God's sake, he's a both, is he not?
Is he in both?
Yeah.
It's a shame, really, because I'm a very big fan of the band, actually.
Yeah.
In fact, what one song in particular is up there in probably my top 20 songs.
Which song's that?
SOS.
All right.
I absolutely fucking love that tune.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. They were brilliant musicians and they were great songs. My concern with bands, what I get a little bit, and this is really bad on me, I know, but they just got played to death. And my family, I've got there's like a black album cover. Are they like on a disco or something?
Yeah, it's the
Play it.
It's the, I want to say Super Trooper album, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it might be.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. But they played.
Looks like the cover of Saturday Night Fever, doesn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
it reminds me of Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
But God, they just played it to death. And I think it was sort of ingrained in my head. And even now when I hear things like Waterloo, like, I just sort of get that.
Yeah,
sort of
I'm a
chill
bit
down
like
and
that.
think, oh, come on.
I think they are cooler than the world made them.
Yeah.
I think like because you do. I sort of picture pissed up mums at the end of a wedding, and they're better than that.
Yeah,
and it's a bloody shame.
Some of them aren't.
Yeah.
Some of them aren't. Not been to a Stockport wedding.
Some of them are disgusting.
Yeah, some of them are filth.
Pure filth. But yeah, I think we all know that film. But so we've guessed which one I'm talking about. But there is another
Mamma
film.
Mia. Just saying, because none of us have
yeah.
said it yet.
Yeah, get in.
I will
there is
say,
the film.
I will say one of my favorite songs in the whole world is "One of Us" by ABBA. It is a beautiful song. It makes
like
it.
I say,
I bought a video collection for my dad for Christmas once, and I was watching. Obviously, I knew that the sort of they sort of got married together and they all sort of split up, and the reason why really the band split up because they weren't getting on and they divorced and everything like that. And One of Us is basically about that. I sat there crying watching the video. And I still think it's a beautiful song.
I'm yet to listen to Gimme Gimme without doing this on my shoulders.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where I am.
Yeah.
It's just,
And you do that. Give me a man.
Well, it's about to help me. Oh, it's absolutely fucking brilliant.
Yeah, it is.
What a tune.
There's not a soul out there. They were, I think they were definitely ahead of the time.
Yeah.
Without a doubt, they were ahead of the time. But I
Couldn't
think
do
it's
any
just
wrong at one point.
Yeah.
They could do no wrong. Everything was a fucking masterpiece.
Yeah.
Everything. And that's the thing. It's more like, I think it's a classic case of, I mean, this is probably part true and part just my snobbery. But I just think that the fan base, it's one of them, like I said, because it's overplayed.
Yeah.
Some of my all-time favorite bands, I cannot stand some of a good example of this is You Can Call Me Al, Paul Simon. Paul Simon's Graceland's one of my favorite albums of all time. Paul Simon and Simon and Garfunkel. Simon are my favorite duo.
Tom and Jerry.
Paul Simon's one of my favorite artists of all time. I fucking cannot stand You Can Call Me Al.
Yeah.
As soon as they get I'm like,
Yeah.
they might as well be playing the Venga Boys. And it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. I just can't. And it's one of them. It's a case of it's been absolutely played to death. And every single person who's I love Paul Simon. You Can Call Me Al. Yeah, that bass solo, Ross. That bass solo. Fuck off. Not interested. I'm not interested. It's just dog shit. It's not dog shit. It's amazing, but it's fucking been played that much. I can't like. I do not like it.
It's the problem. It's the problem with a good song like that, though. It is a
West
good
End
song.
Girls.
It gets.
Oh, don't. You don't say West End Girls today. It's
But it's
the problem is that every time if I've not heard it for a while, and I hear it, I think, do you know what? It is an absolute belter.
It is a belter.
But it's not one I would not choose to personally listen to it.
You'd skip over it on an album
Every time.
Mm.
But I
I'm
know
the
it's an
same
absolute
with
classic, so I'm going against everything I believe.
As you know, I'm a massive Tears of Fears fan.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to rule the world. It just gets on my tits now, everybody. And if anybody ever mentions Tears of Fears, that's the only song they really think about.
Yeah.
Or Mad World. And Mad World, I'm sorry, but that just blows that fucking shit out of me. That song.
Oh, that is a tune, though.
It is a tune, but God, listen to the other stuff. There's
So in the Seeds of Love.
album.
So in the Seeds of Love.
But the whole album, So in the Seeds album, is just
that
epic.
mad world, and you might I don't think either of you will know this, but it's a good example of the power of that song, that regardless of the context in which you place it. So as a gamer, right? I remember when the Gears of War franchise was launched, and Gears of War is an amazing franchise of Xbox games. And before it came out, the marketing machine behind it had everyone fucking buzzing. It was like, whatever this is, it looks amazing without showing you anything.
Yeah.
And it was like a slow-mo video of this character running with a gun, and Mad World was playing in the background. It was slow-mo, and then he passes this tunnel, and it's this big dark tunnel, and the song's playing, and then just this, you can just see the outline of this giant sort of demon arachnid. I'll just call it a demon arachnid. And it just slowly emerges out of the shadow. You see its legs, and you think, fuck me, that's big. And this character sort of turns around. And he turns around and he looks, Mad Word. And then it cuts to black. And that was the advert for the first game. There was no gameplay. There was no mention of what the fuck, who he is, what that is, what any of them are doing.
Yeah.
But the song, you think the decision, whoever made that choice, of all the songs you could pick, if you think, right, we're going to do this, this is what it's going to look like, what song should we use? The fact that they used Mad World was so mental. It was like, who thought that song would work? If I was sat in that boardroom, I'd go, are you fucking mad?
Yeah.
Like, there's no way. Get Mamma Mia on. There's no way that's going to work. But fuck me, did it ever work? That was like really powerful moment where that song was like, it was just a touch of genius, that I thought. But yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's a great song.
Watch the video, watch the advert. I bet it's on YouTube.
Oh, it will be. But Tears of Fears, even, the new album that's brought out this year, is incredible. And the fact that they can still do good quality music. Yeah, it takes them 15 years to do another album, but my God, it's worth it. But,
So you had another shit one.
oh God, yeah. So this other film, oh my word.
This is bonus content.
This is bonus. And I can't believe I actually watched it this year because there was a remake made. And I actually booked to go to the cinema to see the new one.
Right.
I didn't go. My sister did. And she said, it's the same film, only half of it. We've got to sit through another half to get the extra. I thought, you are joking. And oh my God, I actually said, I'm not sure if any of you have watched a program that was on Sky many years ago called Fortitude. It's the benchmark of shit TV for me. If you ever watched it, it was bad. And you talk about Lost being bad, but Fortitude was even worse. And we always go, that's about the benchmark in our house. We always say,
is it something about an arch? Was there an arch or something?
No, I think it was the British trying to make sort of a Denmark program, because Denmark was big at the time with everything.
Christopher Eccleston.
So it was, I think Christopher Eccleston might have been in like the first series or the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
But,
was he in it begrudgingly?
Oh, it was just bad. It was just boring and it was slow. And again, I think there was like a polar bear in that was like dead or something on the bit. It was just bizarre.
Michael Gambon.
What?
Michael Gambon was in it.
I think he was, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
right.
Harry
And
Potter.
it
you're
was just
thinking of,
bad.
Simon.
It was just bad. And we always say, is it as bad as Fortitude? Now it's a different benchmark in our house, and it's this particular film. Is it as
Right.
bad as that? And it really upsets me because one of my favorite bands actually did the music in it, which is quite bizarre. But this film was the stepping block for some of the best actors and musicians to date. And you can't believe if that was their show reel, they would have never got a fucking film after it. Somehow, a lot of people did very well after that film, and I don't know how. And the thing is, I think it won probably Oscars at the time. But fucking hell, it's
So are we guessing the original, not the remake?
you make guessing the original. I've not seen the remake. The remake's
Right.
now on Sky, and I've not even got the audacity to press play on it yet. I probably will. I might actually do it tomorrow or Friday. But I'm worried because at the end of watching the original, beginning of this year, I said, I'm never going to get those hours back. That's my life. I wasted watching that film. It should actually be worse than Mamma Mia if I think about it now. There is some quality in Mamma Mia, but fucking hell.
So
1984. I was 10 years old when this film came out.
Right,
Jesus
okay.
Christ.
and so they've remade it, and they've made it into 2 parts.
Yeah, they've remade it, and I think it won. I can't remember if I think the original did the original get Oscars. I think the new one. Oh yeah, it did. It won 2. This is the original in '84.
The original one was Mr. Sting in it.
Yeah,
Who?
Mr. Sting.
Mr. Sting.
Mr. Sting.
Mr.
I'm
Sting was in it.
gonna bring out my loot.
Oh. Oh no, it can't be what I'm thinking of then.
But I mean,
I was just thinking of something that was originally shit that Sting was in. The remake has been recently, but that can't be the answer because you would have watched the remake.
I don't think he has.
I mean, Patrick
Have we
Stewart
talked about it recently? Have we done an episode?
Yeah,
Stockwell was in it.
we've talked about it recently, yeah, because we enjoyed the remake.
Oh, so it is that?
Yeah.
Okay, no.
Mr. Sting.
Because I mean, Patrick Stewart was in this film.
Patrick
Dean
Stewart's
Stockwell
in
was in this film.
Dean Stockwell.
You know,
yeah,
it was a massive film at the time.
It was huge.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's fucking bad.
I haven't seen the original.
Honest, don't. So I take it.
No, I don't think
Have you seen the original, Simon? Have you seen the original?
I saw it when it came out.
Oh, yeah, of course you would. Everybody did at the time. And I probably did see it sometime in the 80s because I would never have gone to the pictures of that.
I had a sticker book. There was a sticker book for it, a Panini sticker book for it. We had this discussion that the original one was basically promoted wrong. It was supposed to be like Star Wars, wasn't it? It was promoted like Star Wars.
Well, yeah,
there was dolls. There was a sticker book. Mr. Sting was in it. It should have been amazing.
What was the thing at the time? We watched that, and we watched something else that had the same. It was all about the dust.
Yeah.
What was that in? There was something around the same time we watched this. It was all about the dust. So was that not? It was in Mandalorian or not Mandalorian? The book of. Boba Fett.
Spice.
So they mentioned about spice.
Yeah.
Big Baba Squeeze.
So so it's all the big. We think, oh my god, it's the same story. It's the same.
Yeah.
It was basically the same thing. But my god, what the hell was that? He's on drugs, wasn't he? David Lynch when he wrote that film. Oh, sorry. Can I just talk about drugs? And I know I mentioned musicals before. What the fuck was Tim Rice? Was it Tim Rice who did the lyrics for Cats? What fucking drugs was he on when he wrote that film or that musical? What is that film about? What is the musical about? That's going to heaven on a balloon.
I've not seen the film. I've not seen the film.
Jesus
I haven't
Christ.
seen it. I know it's supposed to be dog shit. But
Oh
Cat
my
shit.
god, the whole musical. People go on about Cats being this amazing musical. There's one song that's thingy about it, Memories.
Yeah.
The rest of it is nonsensical. It's about cats dying and going on a balloon. That's it. Get on the balloon, a cat. Jesus wept. Fucking hell.
So
I saw
what's
that
worse?
pictures. I come out of that thinking, what the fuck was that about?
So what's worse?
I'll be honest with you. That
Just
could
let him
even
carry
be
on.
my
Just let him carry on.
that could be my
He'll run
highest
out of
ever.
energy in a
Really,
minute.
I'm sorry, but the reason why I got so annoyed about it, I actually said I thought I could actually give my money back because of that. I would actually forfeit spending £15 a month to watch that shit about fucking cats dying and going on a fucking balloon to heaven. Jesus wept. I just can't. I can't even concept the idea of who come up with that. Honestly. Jesus Christ. I mean, we could go on about how bad Lost was written.
Well, I think Cats was based on a book. And
It was a poems one.
Poem. That's right. Yeah.
But Jesus Christ!
I know. I've seen the actual theatre production. I saw it in London a long time ago, but I couldn't tell you.
Did you understand it? No. This is a synopsis.
I don't
This is what
remember
it
any
says.
of
The
it.
plot is on Internet Movie Database. A tribe of cats called the Jellicles. Jellicles. Who the fuck did I come with that word? Must decide yearly which one will ascend to the heavenly side layer and come back to a new Jellicle life. They're fucking made up words. What the fuck does that mean?
I'm guessing it's a play on angelical, is it?
Yeah. Or jelly. Jelly.
Mental. Fucking tits. That's all I'll say
Or
about
the cats have their testicles replaced with jelly.
Testicles removed.
For the sake of the listeners, we do need to reveal the answer to the second shittest film, because we'll get into a bad habit of this, and it's the entire purpose of us doing it. So your other shittest film is the 1984 original version of Dune.
Yeah.
Watch that remake because it is fucking special.
Is it better? Is it a lot better?
Oh,
it is amazing.
Yeah.
We did an
It's
entire
so good.
podcast episode on it. It was that good.
Right, I'll give it a go.
It's genuinely it's effectively the same story but done well.
Yeah, right.
It's just done well.
Right.
That's all.
That's Arrakis, dry as a bone.
No, I've got the plan tomorrow, so I might watch it.
And
it's bloody brilliant.
It's a beautifully shot film, and the problem with the original Dune, it's terribly filmed.
It's got very scary villains in it.
Yeah,
right.
Very scary.
Definitely. I got to the end of it and wishing the second one had already been made.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unlike the first one.
Yeah. Thinking I want those hours of my life back.
Well, I think from what I remember, I think Dune was originally going to be a series. David Lynch was going to do it as a series, and was then told that he wasn't able to do it as a series. So it's all a bit rushed and and even that one doesn't finish. That doesn't. It's not the whole book in that.
No. You got the impression it was meant to be a bigger part, really, of something. You got that impression. So is this, do we have an understanding of how big this version of Dune can go? And obviously, there's going to be a sequel. I think
there's definitely
working on
trilogy in it.
There's definitely a sequel.
Could it go bigger?
This what?
Could it go
trilogy,
bigger?
Isn't it?
Is it a trilogy? I don't know yet. But the first film finishes maybe 10 minutes after this one finishes. But obviously, that's the last we saw of that, whereas we know this is going.
All right. So it could be quite a bigger sort of story to go.
And everyone's good in it. Every actor is good in it. Everything makes more sense. It's watch it.
So obviously, June Part 2, 2023.
Yeah.
So it's definitely in production.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Patreon exclusive bit. Welcome to the Patreon exclusive bit.
Before we get to your last one,
yes.
Have you got some clues to the shittest film you've ever seen?
Yes.
Okay. So this is Patreon only content to this. So yeah.
Oh, excellent. Well,
So,
this is an objectively bad movie.
Okay.
And it is from it was released in 1975, I think. But it was also released prior to that in another form in 1969 under a different title, and was made for $6,500.
Right. Okay.
One of the stars was in a show called WKRP in Cincinnati, and all of the people in it were supposed to be, well, the main cast was supposed to be teenagers, but they were not. Obviously, it's like every American movie that has teenagers in it never has teenagers in it. They're all in their
mid-20s at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And the I can try and do this. Can I try and play a clip from it?
Yeah, I can make you the host, and then you should be able to.
All right.
Let me just remember how you do that. There you go.
All right. This is the trailer from its 1975 release, and well, just listen.
Is anything happening? Have you started it?
Yes. Can you hear it?
No, what?
Okay. Well, I don't really know how to work it in that case. But anyway, there's a guy running. He gets run over by a car that doesn't have any driver. The people who wait a minute. Okay. I wonder if I can just try and play it now. It's just awful. It is so awful, but it's widely credited as being the inspiration for, I think, the Evil Dead movies by Sam Raimi. And it's one of those movies that is so fucking bad that it is just great. And I thought I'm only going to be able to watch this for like 5 minutes, but I was what's the word? So engaged with it, I had to watch it all the way through. It has characters in it with names like Asmodeus, which is a great name for anybody, I think. It's about some, in quotes, teenagers that find a book in a forest that is the Necronomicon. I don't know if you're familiar with what that is supposed to be. Like an evil book, basically.
Right.
With a human skin cover. And it's the production values in it are so low. There's continuity mistakes all the way through it.
Right.
And it's just fucking terrible. It's a movie called Equinox.
Right. Okay.
As I say, was released in 1969 originally under the name The Beast, I think. And then and then called Equinox, and it has a lot of like claymation in it.
Right. Okay.
It's fucking terrible, but it's good. It's awful, but great.
So okay, so Equinox trailer. Let me just see if I can share it to the lot of us.
They pronounce it Equinox, so that's why I pronounced it Equinox.
Right, okay. So watch it. Is this it?
It looks fucking shit.
Yes.
You're just playing with film here, Simon.
Oh, right. Not playing the whole film. Sorry.
If you go to IMDb, there's a... There you go.
Famed scientist disappears. Master of a cult mysteriously missing.
What happened to Dr. Waterman? Only this man, last to see him alive, knows. Equinox. The invisible barrier between good and evil. The invisible barrier between light and the forces of darkness. The supernatural before your very eyes as 4 teenage boys and girls fight a devil cult for their sanity, for their lives, for their eternal souls. Equinox, a story that defies logic, confounds belief.
Yeah, it certainly does that.
Dr. Waterman, wait!
I can't believe it. It was just a phone.
What is the secret of the 1,000-year-old book? What are the unspeakable horrors conjured by the forces of evil?
That looks class.
It's
What
great,
is the fiendish
but horrible.
power of the ring that enslaves and destroys?
You got to see the.
What is the one symbol that can hold at bay the hosts of hell unleashed on earth? Equinox. Proving again that there is more in heaven and on earth than is dreamt of in our philosophy. Equinox. Equinox. Begins where Rosemary's Baby left off.
I don't think that it really did.
I mean,
Rosemary's Baby is objectively good, but
yeah.
this is objectively bad. But nonetheless, it will keep your attention.
Yeah, count me
It's
in.
horrible, but great.
The claymation was. I mean, would it have looked good then? I don't know.
No, I don't think it did. I mean, remember, I told you what the production budget was, $6,500.
Yeah.
You click that link in the chat and tell me that doesn't look decent.
That was that. Is that a claymation devil?
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
I think that's the idea.
Yep. There are lots of claymation characters in it.
That's taken straight from the Tenacious D video, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it should have been.
That is quality.
So yeah, I've also found a picture of the Beast, the original version of it. Right. Okay. Wow. Yeah. I think I might have to watch that.
It's good. Quite horrible.
Yeah.
It looks awful. I can see where the Evil Dead thing comes in though. I can see.
Yeah.
I see maybe like the inspiration for it.
Well, you could. I mean, yeah. There was Evil Dead was that visceral, and it was all just plasticine, wasn't it? And the famous pen in the heel.
Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah,
and it was like full penetrative angles.
Penetrative angles.
Replicants.
They're striking down full penetrative angles. Yeah. Yeah. That it looks awful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm in. I want to do that. If that was released at the cinema like next week, I'd go.
I don't know if you can get. I don't know if you, as far as streaming services go, in the UK,
probably not. Might have to dig a bit deeper for that one.
Also, some of those male actors looked like they were at least 40.
Yes.
Yeah. Nobody was a teenager in that movie.
No, not at all. No. Right. Yeah. Might have to dig a bit deeper.
This is an unsponsored ad for the Criterion channel here in the US. If it's a thing in the UK, I don't know. But it's basically the Criterion channel is a sort of repository for classic movies of all genres,
right?
From art movies to Equinox. I mean,
and nothing in between.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Patreon exclusive bit. 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 Welcome to the Patreon exclusive bit.
Right, so Patreon only bit. This is for all the special people that pay to listen to this.
Hello.
So we would like to know, they are the most important people. They're the people that keep this shit going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. They pay my cut.
Neck oil isn't cheap. So
and neither is naked Ewok images either. You need some pretty sophisticated software to slap that together. I imagine.
So would you like to tell us the shittest film you've ever seen, or the worst film you've ever seen, or the film that you hated the most?
Well, this is what I struggled with, as I said earlier. The reason of because of this is that I quite liked it, but it was a shit film. So it's like I would class it as a good bad film.
Right. Okay. Do most people think it's a bad film?
It's empirically a bad film.
Right. Okay.
Do you want clues?
Definitely.
I've only got 2 because it's. Oh, have I got more? I do. I've got 3. It's inspired by an Alfred Hitchcock film.
Is it a direct copy of an Alfred Hitchcock film?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
So
It's,
Alfred
it's
Hitchcock
awful.
films. Let's start there. Let's go through some. Psycho.
No. Do you want me to say yes when you get it?
Yes.
Because it's an obvious bridge there.
Okay.
Birds. The birds.
All right.
The birds.
It's the birds, yeah.
Okay. So this film that you like is inspired by the birds.
I don't like, but I do like.
That you don't like,
Yeah.
that you do like.
Yes,
Is
is inspired by the birds.
The birds.
The birds.
The birds, yeah.
The Birdmans
Birdman.
from Rick and Morty.
No, as Michael Keaton, Birdman.
Yeah, it's inspired by Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton as Birdman.
Okay.
It began production in 2006 and it took 4 years to produce.
Wow.
You might not have seen this.
It's inspired by Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. And
The Birds.
Its production started in 2006 and it came out.
It took 4 years to produce. So I would say
Do the
2010.
math.
So it came out in 2010.
It did.
Right, okay.
So is
By that
it?
logic,
Is
might
it?
be.
Is it a monster movie?
It's a apocalyptic movie.
Ooh.
Is
Is it set in New York?
No.
Oh.
No.
It's not that. It's not that one with Kiefer Sutherland in it, is it?
What's that called?
I think it's like Dark City or something like
No, no. It's very low budget. Extremely. This is why I'm worried that you might not have seen it.
that. Maybe
Okay. More clues, please.
More clues
Yeah.
on it. This is the last clue, and it's a bad one, so I'm going to have to freeball it from here. The opening credits refer to the actors as supporting cast, not actors.
not. Mm.
Supporting cast to who? To who?
No one knows. They're just all of them a supporting cast.
There were no actors, no credited actors.
Yeah. Well, they were, but they were credited as supporting
Yeah.
cast. I can,
What? Why?
I because it's a shit film. I'm going to give you the synopsis, avoiding
Okay.
spoilers. Right?
Okay.
A sexy lingerie model and a successful software salesman go on a weekend getaway to a quaint Northern California town. And then it's on that journey that something happens. And that's the problem. The awful event.
They get attacked by flying things.
Yeah.
Birds.
Yeah, it's birds. They're birds.
Oh,
The birds.
The birds.
is it a porno?
It's not a porno.
Right, rule that out then.
That sounds amazing either way. Link it me after this. Thank you.
Ah.
It's like it's like in a similar vein to, it's a very low budget in relation to like stuff like Sharknado.
Yeah, like B movie.
Yeah.
So it's lower than Sharknado.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I was just trying to think of that. What? No, it's not that.
I was going to say Piranha 3D, but they're different
Birds.
aren't they?
Yeah. Birds is the key thing here.
I'm not instead of seeing this.
Okay. It is Birdemic, Shock and Terror.
No, definitely haven't seen that.
Is that what it's called?
That's what it's
I
called.
thought that was still a clue.
It's rated 1.8 stars out of 10.
Birdemic.
Birdemic.
Fucking hell. Birdemic.
Birdemic, yeah. Imagine little gifs of birds just flapping at 3 FPS, copy and pasted and dragged around in clip art over the actual film, yeah. And if you can get a good drinking game out of this kind of thing.
What? Number one.
Yeah.
Why did you watch it? B.
1B.
Why was it so bad?
Yeah.
And finally, would you watch it again?
Okay, so what was the first question?
You obviously like it, so why do you like it? I think
okay, right, okay, yeah. So I watched it because me and my girlfriend do a thing where we watch good bad films and get drunk, and it's quite fun. So this was on the list that her brother gave to us, and it was what was the second question? Why do I hate it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like you've already answered that one.
I mean, that's the level of like, and it's like if you got again like a GIF of a 8-bit explosion and put it over a film, then that's what it would look like. The audio in it is the typical just. And that one soundbite played over again for a horde of fucking birds, or a flock, some might say. And
it's birds we're talking about, not piranhas.
It's birds, not piranhas.
Yeah,
no, they sound different. How do they sound, Simon?
I don't know.
And it's that sound played over again.
I've never properly been introduced to a piranha.
Have you not?
No. Have you, Ross?
No, funnily enough, no. I'm yet to meet certainly a memorable piranha.
I've met a few social piranhas. Don't even know what that means.
Very good. It was all right. It just sounds like something that.
Yeah.
You just swim around, gnawing on everything.
Yeah.
Sinking the teeth into anything.
It is
sapping the life out of everyone.
I would say don't watch this film at any volume other than half or below, because you will be like you have been to Vietnam and have PTSD. The visual and audio of it is disgraceful, but hilarious.
Right, okay.
And they have to fight these. The thing is, they have fist fights with these fucking birds that are copy and pasted like just over the top. So they're like... and it's just this bird going, and, you know, like when you do GCSE film, well, and you have the little muzzle flashes on the end of the guns, 8-bit, like it's from fucking Duke Nukem, and it's just coming out the muzzle of these guns. It's so bad.
Right. Okay.
Amazing. I recommend it. 100%.
That's the problem. I'll stay a mile away from it. Ross is tempted, aren't you, Ross?
Oh, I'm in.
Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. It's worth a watch.
Is there anyone semi-famous in it, or?
You've got Alan Bach.
Right.
It's Bagh. Whitney Moore, Tippi Hedren. And that's
Tippi Hedren's in it.
Tippi Hedren is Julie McNeil.
Quality.
But it's archive footage. She wasn't actually filmed for it, I think. They might have just used archive footage.
Wasn't Tippi Hedren in The Birds?
I will find that out right now.
No.
The Birds, yeah.
She was, wasn't she?
Yeah, maybe.
She wasn't even credited in the... Oh, no. Did they take her from The Birds and just plonk her in?
They exactly that.
Yeah,
She's also someone's... She's also someone's mum. Is it some? I want to say Goldie Hawn or someone.
She's someone's mum.
Yeah, she is.
Goldie Hawn's mum.
Not Goldie Hawn. I want to say
Peggy Mitchell.
Melanie Griffiths.
She's had 3 marriages.
Right. Okay.
Alexander Bohr. Dakota Johnson. Stella Banderas.
Dakota Johnson. That's it.
There you go.
Yeah.
How'd you know that? It's pretty. Mad bit of trivia. that's impressive.
Yeah, but
No, I mean, he went in with she's
someone's mum, which could cover like 90% of females.
One of those people that do seances.
I'm going to try that on the next film. We'll see how impressive it is. He's someone's dad, isn't he?
I'm feeling hurt.
He's someone's second cousin-in-law twice
Starts
removed.
with a G.
I'm getting the word nonce.
Yeah.
What's that, Sam? What you saying, Sam?
Oh dear. Right. So your shittest film that you ever watched was called Birdageddon?
Birdemic.
Birdemic.
Terror.
Shock. Terror.
Birdemic. Shock and terror.
And now you have to watch it.
Yeah. Well, I'll let Ross watch it and then he'll tell me what I should think.
Okay.
I'll tell you to watch it.
Yeah, he probably will. We'll end up doing a fucking podcast series on it.
B movies would be a good one.
Yeah, it would actually. Right, okay. Well, thank you very much for your shittest film ever.
You're welcome.
Ends the Patreon section.
Wow, what a fantastic Patreon section.
The best one ever, I think.
Wow, they've really missed out there if they haven't already subscribed to the Patreon.
Haven't they just?
Wow.
Welcome to the Patreon exclusive bit. 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 Welcome to
It's probably going to be an Adam Sandler movie.
Welcome to the Patreon.
Correct.
Probably Jack and Jill.
Right, okay.
I couldn't make it through it. What the fuck was he thinking?
Are you just giving us it?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
No worries. Don't worry.
I'm just googling it now because I've never heard of it.
Well, fortunately, I've managed to. I mean, this is one that you probably won't be annoyed that I've not seen, but I've managed to avoid it completely.
Don't watch it. Yeah.
No. He doesn't he play his own brother and sister?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh Christ! Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just
Feel bad for whoever had to edit that.
Yeah. It's. I can't even work out if it was like a slow descent to that, or he was already on the descent, or he was doing okay and then did that, and everyone sort of hated it so much. I don't know. I'm trying to remember a good film he did before that.
He must have been in a fever dream or something during the entire shoot. It was so bad.
Is Al Pacino in it?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
I don't know how they convinced him to be in that. Probably with a lot of money.
Ross is going to watch it now.
I didn't even know this existed.
Yeah, it was panned by absolutely everyone.
Was it
when it came out? Yeah, it was. The thing is, I remember Adam Sandler when he obviously first came out. Waterboy is a great film. I think Little Nicky is actually one of my favorite films. It's definitely
they're the two, aren't they? Well, if I was to think of like, and one of the ones that I like, I don't know if I like it just because of like as a kid I really enjoyed it, but I always like The Wedding Singer as well. I always enjoyed that.
Him and Drew are good.
The Wedding Singer, Little Nicky, Waterboy, Happy Gilmore.
Gilmore, yeah.
Good.
Oh, I mean, the same character in all of them. But, apart from Little Nicky, I think I like because it was his only one where he did play someone a little bit different.
Papa's chicken is the shiznay.
If you want to see a film that he's not like his, typecast role, one of my favorite films from him was Punch Drunk Love. It goes.
I've seen that one. It's quite. Is it Emily Mortimer? Is she in that with him?
Yeah, it's a great film.
Yeah, I seem to remember enjoying that one, and it's not a comedy at all, really, is it?
No. It talks about like depression and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and like being alone. Like the alienation of what loneliness actually is. So
Yeah.
it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. And then he follows it up with Jack and Jill.
Yep.
Yeah.
He took a shit on his career.
Still looking at screenshots of it, it does look terrible.
It's I think me and Ross talked about it. He did a film a couple of years ago. What was it called? Not Blood Diamonds.
Gems,
Uncut Gems.
Uncut Gems, yeah.
I
right.
actually think it's actually one of his better films.
Yeah.
Certainly away from the top three that we all kind of like. Because it was so sort of unexpected. He sort of plays a similar character that he's played before, but not quite. And it was genuinely quite tense the whole time I was watching it. It's just like, oh shit, just stop doing the wrong things.
Yeah.
You just want to say to him, look, have a think about it. That's a stupid idea. Do that instead. And you just you either want to reach into the screen and tell him yourself, or wish somebody else to tell him. And it doesn't happen the whole way through. You just a series of ridiculous things that make the next thing more ridiculous. And normally a lot of the things like that wouldn't work, but I think in that instance it really does work. And I was ironing at the same time as watching it, and I couldn't concentrate because I just wanted to grab hold and just say, look, stop doing these stupid things that you're doing. And ultimately it doesn't. It carries on doing stupid things.
Did you like, after you finished the movie, did you leave pissed off? Because I did.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they wanted to do, because like that film is like really close to reality, and a lot of people don't like going and watching films about like reality things, because in its essence, film is a way to get away from reality for a little bit,
escape of some description. Yeah.
So when we're
Ross, are you still just looking at pictures of Jack and Jill?
No,
he's on to the porn page now.
I'm just looking at an Adam Sandler like filmography, but then also like a drop down where it's like gives you actor, producer, and writing credits. And there was loads of stuff. I was just thinking like, what other good films he'd been in. There's some from that I'd forgotten about that he was in, like Deuce Bigelow and Big Daddy and Coneheads from 1983 with Dan Aykroyd. But then I was just looking to see how involved he was with Jack and Jill, maybe to sort of help the guy out a little bit. But it's one of the few that he actually acted, produced, and wrote. So he paid for it, he wrote it, and he acted in it.
For Jack and Jill, he wrote that?
Yeah, well, I don't know if he was the only writer, but he is credited as a writer. Yeah.
Jesus. That's not good. Don't put that on your resume.
The Longest Yard. Do you remember that? The Longest Yard.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Movie.
Yeah. But that's not an original story, so it just adapted it. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Deeds. Remember that one?
Yep. Oh, it wasn't bad actually.
Yeah. Billy Madison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for reading films out to us, Ross.
Pixels was apparently shit.
It was trash.
Yeah, it was.
I went to see. I was thinking about going to see that, but so many people were like, "It's fucking, don't waste your money." So I didn't.
Kind of starts all right and then just goes weird.
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage is in that. You'd love it. Oh, right. Okay. That's fine. Anything to add about that, Ross?
No, never heard of it. It looks shit. So I'll take your word for it that it is. Every picture I found came with a web page that was like reviews absolutely panning it. So yeah, it looks like a fucking disaster.
It is. Yeah.